Hello? How are you guys doing? I am getting ready to go and stop by Tanya's. It has already been, look at my hairdo. It has already been a long day. I got up today and did my tax, went and met with the accountant and did my taxes. And I'm turning off these candle waxes. I really like this new candle wax that I got. It is called Simply Sweet Pea. It's the ones I showed yesterday. The whole house smells like it. I went and met with the accountant today and got all that done. I'm so happy. And just made my videos. And it's 78 degrees outside. How can you not be happy when it's 78 degrees? So I put on this like light blue shirt that I took to Miami and I never wore, and these blue shorts and Birkenstock sandals. And I'm getting ready. I'm going to stop by Tanya's and then I'm going to get something to eat. And then I'm going to do a live stream tonight. And I'm going to sit outside and I'm going to read because it's so nice. And yeah, I'm just so excited. Alex doesn't get home until like 8:30 or something. His mom is doing a bunch of stuff tonight, so I don't know, he had mentioned something about stopping by there, so I may meet up with him at his mom's house later, depending on what I get done here. And I'm going to go see Tanya, and then I'm going to get something to eat, because she's not doing anything. She's just like hanging out, cleaning her house right now. And then I'm going to go get something to eat, and then I'm going to get something to eat. Yeah, go get something to eat, bring it home, watch a little TV while I'm eating, and then I think I'm going to take a nap for like an hour and a half. I am in such a fantastic mood, okay? I cannot tell you how happy I am that the taxes are done and mailed in, all checks written, all of it. It's done. So happy. Alex is happy. The spring day is gorgeous outside. We can move on to the next year of taxes. So anyway, yeah, that's about it. And I'm trying to vlog more throughout the day. I already got my coffee and I could have showed all the tax stuff, but I made videos today too. So I'm uploading a video right now on my Peterisms channel, a story about my Aunt Kathy. And then my main channel video is already uploaded. I haven't watched it back yet. I'm getting ready to watch that back before I leave. And then those will be up. And then I'm really excited about just sitting outside and reading. And yeah, so. All right, you guys, I will see you later. Hello. Look at my little over-the-shoulder sweatshirt. When we were in Miami, everybody had their sweatshirts like this, little sweaters. All the European people. I brought mine because it is 68 right now, but it might start to get cool, so I'm gonna vlog and then listen to my audiobook for a while. Because I have nothing to do tomorrow. I'm so excited. Dancing with myself. Oh my god. Okay, so let's see what has happened since I have talked to you guys last. Well, I went and stopped by Tanya Jean's, and she had made for her and her husband ribs, green beans, sweet potatoes, and mangoes with cayenne pepper, which I thought was kind of strange, but she was like, it's so good, and it really was. For dessert, and then she made lemonade, and I sat out on the patio with her for a little while, and we were trying to figure out what she wants to do with her patio this summer, because she always does like a bunch of stuff with her patio, makes it look really nice. And then we were talking about our patio, and that I was really excited to have my patio be really nice this summer so I can sit out there and read, and we're going to get one of those L-shaped couches. Oh my god, here is like a moped. I haven't seen a moped in forever. Anyway, and we were talking about different patio furniture and where we had looked and stuff like that. And then I was like, okay, I'm going to go. I'm really hungry. I went to Noodles and Company again, and I didn't even like eat half of my food. I watched, I had 2 episodes left of Project Runway All-Stars, and Alex had already finished it. So I watched the second to the last one, which is where Ken is kicked off, and then like Alex, that was like at 7:15. Alex was getting done with work at 8. But he like he loves this restaurant here in town called District Tap, and it's right by our house. So he's like, I think I'm gonna go by there and get like chicken. He used to go by Champs and get nachos, but our favorite restaurant, Champs, well, not our favorite, but one of our favorite restaurants, I think it's a chain, Champs Americana, it closed in Indianapolis. So he was like, I'm gonna stop at District Tap and get fries and chicken fingers. So he did, and then I laid down with the dogs, and then he came home, and then he came upstairs, and we sat there and talked for a little bit, and he was gonna like take like a really long shower. And so one of Alex's really, really good friends that moved to Denver, like, not Denver, she moved to Dallas, like 4 years ago, 5 years ago, maybe now. They went to high school together, and then they worked at the same place together. She is coming into town for the weekend. And so they are all going, there's like 7 girls that have been friends forever. And they're, well, 6 girls and Alex. And they're all going out to dinner tomorrow night. And so it's like a no husbands, you know, that kind of deal. And so they're all going, and then I think they're going out somewhere afterwards for having, like, to have drinks. So it'll be like dinner and drinks kind of thing. Not a super late night, but you know. So anyway, so he's doing that tomorrow night. I'm kind of really excited. I have literally nothing to do tomorrow. The taxes are done. I'm just like, all I have to do tomorrow is make my videos, which I love to do. So I'm like, I may do a magazine video tomorrow. I haven't done one in a while, and I love doing the magazine videos. Or I may post 2 videos, who knows. By the way, this Yankee Candle thing, or not Yankee Candle, this Gain Midnight, whatever it's called, is like so fantastic to smell. So that's tomorrow. I'm doing that. Well, I'm doing nothing tomorrow. It's gonna be awesome. I cannot wait. And I was gonna ask Tanya if she wants to either go out to dinner and like get those like foot massages, because she had said something today about how she needs to get a pedicure. I don't need a pedicure. I just got one before I went to Miami. But she was talking about how she needs to get a pedicure and she wants to get a massage. So maybe we can go out to dinner and get a massage, or go to a meeting. We sometimes go to a meeting on Friday nights. There's a couple good speaker meetings in Indianapolis on Friday nights that I really like. So I may do that. Oh my God. Oh my God. Seriously? Look at this. I'm like right in the middle. Can you guys see? Like, I'm in like not a residential. I mean, this is like a main road in Indianapolis. And there were 2 deer just like going right across the street in the middle. I just cannot believe I just saw that. That is crazy. I'm telling you, they're my spirit animals. I see them everywhere. So anyway, this is the elementary school that I used to go to right here. Isn't that so funny? My dad always tells this story. He's like, one of my highlights of Peter's youth was when I got to go to his preschool when he was, did I say elementary school? I meant to say preschool. He said, when I got to go to his preschool when he was 4 years old, and we got to have, for Dad's Day, and we had cups of juice. My dad was such a good sport. Cups of juice and saltines with butter. That was our meal for Dad's Day. Saltines with butter. That is so hilarious. Oh my gosh. I need to call my dad. Maybe I'll stop by there this weekend. I've got all these old Billy Idol songs stuck in my head because I've been listening to them all day long. I was showing Alex like all of my, before I left, I was like showing him all of my books that I had gotten, like the orange, which is manga, I guess. I keep on asking people, and everybody tells me something different, so I'm gonna say manga. So the orange book, which is manga, which apparently they turned into a live action movie. Somebody told me in my live stream tonight. Oh, so let's go back to this. So anyway, so I then I got up from my nap, and then Alex and I were talking, and then I did a live stream. It was so fun, and my gosh. Anyway, so it was fun. And people just crack me up with what they say in there. I love it. I love the interaction. It's so much fun. And so then when the live stream was done, he had just finished taking a shower, so I went upstairs and talked to him, and I took the dogs out, and he gave Pee-Pee his medicine, and then I was showing him like all the books that I got, like My Sweet Audrina and Orange and stuff like that. I was explaining to him what manga was, and so we were talking about tomorrow night, and then like he started telling me this whole thing. Is like we went upstairs, and like Tucker and Pee-Pee always like sit side by side, and they face like the door of our bedroom. And Alex goes, "Do you know that dogs sleep that way because they're really protective of their master?" Which is so funny because none of our dogs sleep facing the door. And I was thinking to myself, well, if you knew where the dogs slept at night, you would know that none of them face sleeping the door. And I go, really? And he's like, I read that article somewhere. I go, well, where did you read that article? He goes, it's not true, is it? I go, well, that's not how our dogs sleep, so they just must not be very protective of us. He goes, oh. So, I cannot tell you how happy I am to have the taxes done. Every year, I think since I've started working, every year, I stress about taxes. I totally stress about taxes. I hate it. Do you guys get like that with taxes? I mean, it's stupid because everybody has to do it, right? You know? Although, like, I've talked to so many people, I feel like, in the last couple years that are like, oh, yeah, I haven't filed taxes for 2 years, or I haven't filed tax. I was like, what do you mean you haven't filed tax? Like, it kills me when people say that. They're like, oh, they don't really care. I'm like, no, I'm small potatoes. I'm like, they really surely do care. You know, it's called tax evasion. And, I don't know, I just can't imagine, like, not doing your taxes. Like, it's kind of like a rite of passage that you have to do. Nobody wants to do their taxes. Who's like, oh my God, I can't wait to do my... Well, that's not true. Actually, I have met quite a few people that like, well, if you're getting a lot of money back, people that get a lot of money back love to do their taxes because they get some, you know... I remember back in the day when I worked in treatment, I had like some women that I worked with, you know, that had like 4 kids, and they were like, they had just bought a home, so they're like first time homeowner, and like their husbands like worked, but not like, didn't make a lot of money, and like stayed at home while they worked full-time jobs, and they would get like tax return checks of like, my tax return checks were always like, even back then, were like $400. You know, they would get tax return checks that were like $4,000 and $5,000. I'm like, who gets tax return checks of like that much money? It's like ridiculous. A lot of people when they're in school get good tax return checks, I know. What is taking this light so long tonight? I don't understand. I never got a good tax return check, so... I actually think there's only 1 year... I may have only ever gotten one like 1 or 2 years. Ever. Because of like other businesses that I owned on top of that I had to pay out of pocket for. But when you get a W-2, like that helps out a lot. I cannot believe that this light did not even change, not one bit. Maybe that's the universe telling me not to go this way. I'm gonna choose to listen to the universe. So anyway, but I think that like I could be wrong, but like if you owe with one, and then like what is that? Like if you're contractual 1099, and then like if you like get a W-2 through like a business, it like really helps you out, I think. I should know this, having just sat down and done my taxes all day today. Well, done our taxes today. That's the other thing, is it used to be like so much easier, like just filing your own taxes when you file together as a married couple, and there's so much other stuff that goes into it. But we have an amazing accountant. He is so cool and he is so patient, and we like are so detailed. Like we type all this stuff. Well, I had to write my stuff up this year because I let my Microsoft Office like run out, so I couldn't type it up last night. I don't want to hear about it. Oh, Alex was like, well, when did it run out? And I go, 2 days ago. And he goes, what? I said, I'm gonna write it out. Don't worry about it. He was like, okay. He's like, you're the one that has to go meet with the guy. So that's one of my goals tomorrow, is to get Microsoft Office. So that I can work on my books. I've been working on, do you guys remember that? I don't know if I ever, yeah, I showed it on this vlog because it was when I got my first computer. You guys will remember what I was talking about, that I was like afraid to like transition over from that little shitty blue computer that cost me like $190 from Walmart to transition, that I wanted to get another one just recently, but then the more I thought about it, I was like, I'm just gonna get Microsoft Office, this is stupid. But anyway, that I wanted to transition, I didn't want to transition over to the Mac because I had no idea how to use it. I was so confused. And now that I've used one for so long, they're so easy. They are so easy. It's like the easiest computer I've ever used in my entire life. So, like for the writing, because it's already set up on that computer, I just pulled that computer out, and that's what I've been working on recently. Plus I can just shove it in my bag and take it to my office. I can take my Mac, but I'm a little bit more protective of that. That's one of the reasons why I wanted to get a smaller computer, because I wouldn't care how reckless I was. And those computers, I think they're like HPs or Dells. You can get them at Walmart. I saw one there the other night. It was red. But it was $2.99. It wasn't $1.99. Their cover is like, the casing on the computer is like so tough that like you could literally just throw it anywhere and it wouldn't matter. So, but the way that Alex had it like all divided on his spreadsheet and stuff like that, like I didn't have that on my computer, so I couldn't do it on the blue computer the way that I had years before. So anyway, I just wrote it all down and I went in there today. But like every time we ever do our taxes, like we just switched accountants 2 years ago, and every time we switch, they're always like, you guys are so prepared. Like, you're more prepared than anybody that we know. And like every receipt matches every like itemized. We're like, yep. I'm that person. I'm like, I have a receipt for everything, and boom, 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 boom. I mean, this comes from the guy whose dad told him to, you know, pad your checking account so that you never overdraw on a bounce check, which I never have, you know? So, taxes, check mark, done, over with. Spring, 78 degrees. Today, it was beautiful outside. Although, I think it's supposed to be nice tomorrow. And then Saturday is supposed to be like, so if it's 78 tomorrow, like Saturday is supposed to be like 68. And then Sunday is supposed to be like 50. And then Monday is supposed to be 39 again. I'm like, what? This is crap. And then it's supposed to go back up again a little bit. I'm ready for these 70, 80 degree days every day. Somebody said in my live stream tonight that in Missouri it was like 90 degrees today. I'm ready. I am so ready for the shorts and the t-shirts. You all see I have a new t-shirt on. I wore this t-shirt. I bought it from Target. It's light blue. I bought it from Miami and never wore it while I was down there. So now I have all these new clothes to wear that I didn't wear when I was in Miami, which I'm so excited about. Just stupid little t-shirts that I can wear with cutoff jean shorts. Although I don't have cutoff jean shorts on tonight. I just have jeans on. Yep. So, yeah, I read outside for like a half an hour. I thought I was going to read outside for a lot longer tonight, but after I got done eating, I was so tired, and a nap sounded so good, and PB let me put my arm over him, and Boo and Tucker just stared at me, and they were all like, Boo Radley was curled in his little circle, and Tucker sleeps on Alex's pillow, and so we were just all cozy right together, and I had like the best nap in the entire world. It was fantastic. Sing a song, na na na. Anyway, I like getting my errands and stuff done earlier so that then I have like the rest of the day to just like enjoy, you know, like, do you guys like to do that on your days off? Like, I'm not one of those people that like, if I don't have stuff to do, that I feel like I always have something to do, like 7 days a week. Sundays are really the only day that I feel like I don't have anything to do except for videos or live stream. But I don't feel like those are things I have to do, you know, like those are things I enjoy doing. So other than Sundays, it's like every day of the week, I feel like I have things I have to do, whether they're like errands or this or cleaning the house or whatever. And so, it's really nice to get that stuff done early and then like just be able to like light candle waxes, you know, like put on a movie in the background, all that kind of stuff. Plus I've been writing on a schedule like the last week, which has been really good for me. I'm really trying this new thing that I am, what do you call it? I'm trying very, very hard to be, what's the word I'm looking for? Oh shoot, I can't think of the word. Wiggle your toes and it'll set off neurons in your brain. Well, I'm trying to just be more, it's not committed. What is the word I'm looking for? Shoot, I can't think of the word I'm looking for. But you know, where I get up every day and I write for 3 hours, like dedicated. I'm trying to be more, well, that's not really it either. But I don't know. I'm just trying, you know, harder and harder I need something to drink. I'm thinking about getting a Gatorade. I don't know why a Gatorade sounds so good to me right now. But I'm trying to be like more dedicated in my process, which has been really good. And I've gotten a lot more done. And I had a meeting with my publisher today on the phone, and she was really excited about. This guy looks so familiar to me. The guy that's like at the counter, not the guy that's working with the other guy. She was really excited about the direction of my book with my stories and stuff. So, all right, you guys, I will be back in a little while. Bye. This woman in the gas station was just so rude to me. Not the one that works there. It's a guy that works in there tonight. His name's Dewan. He's really nice. She was like standing behind me, and I turned and I looked at her, and she went. And I was like, oh, excuse me. And I was like trying to get around her. And she goes, I eat what? And like, you know, like when people say stuff to you, if you have like a t-shirt on or a hat or something, you don't catch it right away. Like you don't really know what they're talking about. I go, excuse me? And she goes, by the way, I got an iced tea. I was really craving iced tea. I don't know why. And she goes, I eat what? Like, but not like, she's talking about the back of my hat because it says, I eat a rapist. This is the hat from Doji's in Miami. And she goes, I eat what? And I go, she goes, your hat. And I go, oh, I said, it says I eat a rapist. I said, it's a Venezuelan meal. Oh. And then, like, as I was walking out, like, I noticed that she turned and she, like, shook her head and rolled her eyes to the guy. And so I'm trying to be nice, right? And I go, it's like a pancake, but you, like, cut open the middle of it and you put, like butter or cheese or, like, chicken or, like, you know, shredded beef or whatever. This woman looked at me, no lie, she's probably the exact same age as me, so patronizing, condescending. She looked at me and she goes, okay. Like, she didn't believe me. I was like, why don't you go home and Google it? It's just not worth my peace of mind, but I'm sure she's gonna share it in a vlog. That's where I've like come so far. I've like found a lot of serenity in my life, because like a couple years ago I would have been like, piss off. Which is so funny because, like, people in my life, when they see that side of me, they kind of like that side of me. They kind of like that, you know, piss off side of me, you know? Like, I don't know. I got it in me. I just don't like going there. It's just not worth the energy, you know? Oh my God, this is so good. Sweet tea, Gold Peak. So here's the deal. I'm not a big tea drinker, right? Like, back in the day, all of my friends drank tea, and I don't love it. I'm not a huge, like, iced tea fan. I don't love it. And I don't remember, true story, I was listening to some book on Audible. This was probably, God, 3 or 4 years ago. It was long before my YouTube channels. And I was listening to this audiobook, and the main character was, like, addicted to iced tea in it. And it was like a detective. It was like a Patricia Cornwell book or something like that. So anyway, I started drinking iced tea, sweet iced tea around that time, and I got really, really hooked for a while on iced tea. But I don't usually drink it. Excuse me. My mom, when I was growing up, always had a pitcher of that. I'm like hiccuping bad. Had a pitcher of that sun tea. Do you guys make sun tea? Well, it's where you basically just fill a thing with water and ice, and then you put about 15,000 tea bags like hanging over the edge of the strings, and then you put it out in the sun and you let it sit all day long. I don't really know what the difference is between sun tea and regular tea. It doesn't really taste a whole lot different to me, if you want to know the truth. But my mother swore it was like 10 times better if you got the sweet tea. Love it so much. And this is like, I have to say, this is like the perfect amount of sweetness. Like, it's not too much. What does it say? With real sugar. It's not too much. It's not like, I can't stand like the super, like the very, very extra sweet teas and the ginger sweet tea. I don't like any of that. I just like regular teas that taste like Lipton with some sugar in it. Do you know what's one of the things I miss? This is so stupid. Because I think that if I, like, honest to God, went and made one right now, I think I'd probably gag-a-mag it. But, you guys are like, do you guys know that, like, 99% of these sayings, yes, I'm using my cotton candy lip gloss, I missed it. I miss it so much. Do you guys see what the warm weather does to me? It makes me so happy. Are you high? Yeah, I'm high on life. And if you don't like it, look at me putting on my lip liner. And if you don't like it, you can piss off. That's what you should say to people. So anyway, 99% of the sayings that I say are things that my mother used to say, like gag-a-mag-it. So anyway, but I miss tuna fish salad sandwiches so bad. Okay, so here's the deal. When my mom was growing up, was like tuna really cheap back in the day or something? Because I feel like she kind of associated this story with being poor. She would say like, oh, we were poor, and so like, you know, grandma would like, we always had cans of tuna fish around. So your aunt and I learned how to make like, she had the most delicious recipe for tuna salad you've ever had in your entire life. And it was so easy too, right? So she, so anyway, she said that they, like this double that they used to live in or something, they could like crawl out their bedroom window, and they used to live in a house, like when my mom was in high school, that was like a shotgun house, you know, like where like it's like door, living room, dining room, kitchen, and then the bedroom sort of side. But she moved 10 times in 10 years or 10 times in 12 years or something like that, I don't know. So at one point they were living in a double. I think my mom was like 10 and my aunt was like 12 or 13 at the time. And they could crawl out like on the roof. And so like at night, like in the summer, when they would like be done like hanging out with their friends, they would come home, and my grandma would be like long asleep because she'd be up so early to go to work the next day. And she, like my mom and my aunt would make tuna fish salad sandwiches and sit on the roof of the house and eat them and talk about like what they wanted their lives to become and all this kind of stuff, right? So as I got older, like this, like tuna fish salad sandwiches were always like a big part of my growing up. And especially in the summertime, it was like, when I was talking, I must be really craving summer or something, but when I was talking yesterday about like, you know, all the things that we did in the summer and the meals that we would have for like lunches, like hot dogs and stuff like that, like one of the main things that we always had was tuna fish salad sandwiches. And my mom would make it in this metal bowl. I still have the metal bowl at home, this metal mixing bowl, and she'd put like 2 cans of tuna in, and then she would put like 2 dollops of Hellmann's real mayonnaise, and then she would take gherkins, like this little baby gherkin, sweet pickles, and she'd cut them up, but not real super small, but like in little slices. You know what I mean? Like if you like slice through it, and then, and sometimes half them. And then she'd also put in a little bit of dill powder, and then a little bit of like black pepper. It is the best tuna salad you've ever had in your entire life. And then she would toast like whole grain bread and put it on that with tomato soup. We always had tomato soup. And she put it in these little white bowls that I still have at home. They were made for creme brulee, but my mom used them. They were for creme brulee, but my mom used them for soup. And so we would have tomato soup, just out of the can, Campbell's, and then a little pickle, like a dill pickle on the side. Not a sweet pickle, a dill pickle on the side. And that would be our lunch. And I can remember just craving those tuna fish salad sandwiches. They were so good. But the reason I say that, like, I would probably gag a maggot right now if I ate one is that, like, I can't remember when it was. It wasn't when I was a vegetarian, so it must have been, like, I don't know, last summer sometime before I became a vegetarian. Alex and I went to Patachou for brunch one day, and I got a chicken salad sandwich. And they have, like, some of the best chicken salad I've ever had in my entire life. And, it's so funny because my mom made a really good tuna fish salad, and my stepmother makes an amazing, oh my God, like the best chicken salad you've ever had. She puts grapes in it and nuts and everything. It's fantastic. I need to get that recipe from her. But anyway, I mean, not for now, but for the future. Is there like vegetarian like chicken stock that you can just like buy? I don't know if there is. You can make chicken salad. That would be fantastic. I was going to go to all the grocery stores today, and I didn't do that. I'll have to do that tomorrow. So, I was so elated when I left that damn tax office, and then I came right over here to the post office and mailed the taxes off. He was like, when are you going to mail them? I go, in the next 10 minutes. I want it done with. I want it completely done. I just want it out of sight, out of mind. I want it done. Done. Not out of sight, out of mind, but I want it done. So, anyway, but we went to Patachou, and we had Sunday brunch there, and I got a chicken salad sandwich. I'd had it 1,000 times before. They have the best chicken salad in the entire world. And there was, honest to God, I mean, 100% honest with you guys, there was nothing wrong with this chicken salad that day, okay? Anybody that goes to Cafe Patachou in Indianapolis that has had the chicken salad will tell you they have one of the best chicken salads ever in the world, okay? And there was anything different that day about it, but I don't know what it was, or us talking about something that, like, sometimes from, like, referencing the past when I was a vegetarian, like, if I started thinking about things that would really bother me, but I looked at the meat that day, like, I looked at the chicken, like, in the sandwich, and it was a little pinker than usual, I thought, but it really wasn't probably. And for some reason, I just was like, oh my God, this is so gamey. I almost like darted to the bathroom and threw up. Like, I was like, oh my God, it's gamey. I was like, I looked at the waitress and she came, and I was like, can you please take this away? And she's like, is it bad? I go, no, there's nothing wrong with it. I'll pay for it. I said, it's just like, I used to be a vegetarian, and it's like, I can't do it today. And she's like, well, sweetie, what can we get for you? And she was so nice. And I was like, no. Because at that point, you know, you're just not hungry anymore. If you're a vegetarian and then you've gone back out and started eating meat again, you'll know what I'm talking about. There are some things that no matter how long you were a vegetarian for or not a vegetarian, that you'll never be able to eat again once you've been a vegetarian, even for a short period of time. And anything that's like real gamey or smells meaty to me, I cannot do. Like, I literally cannot do it. Well, I'm a vegetarian now, so it doesn't matter. But back then, I mean, it was, if it was gamey at all, I just couldn't do it, not one bit. Although, as I'm saying that, I'm thinking about my, like, beef jerky. It didn't bother me. So, like, maybe, like, processed meats like that. But if they were, like if it felt, this makes no sense, but, like, if it felt like they just went out and, like, killed a chicken and then, like, you know, like, that kind of gamey. Like, I just couldn't do it. It just was too much. Why am I addicted to my cotton candy lip gloss again? That's the question of the night. Do you guys know that tomorrow is Friday the 13th? Melissa, I talked to her today. And, I was like, so what are you doing this weekend? She's like, nothing. She's like, what are you doing tomorrow night? And I was like, nothing. I said, Alex is going out to dinner. I said, I was thinking about maybe asking Tanya if she wanted to get a massage or whatever. She goes, well, it's Friday the 13th. If you want to do something, we can do something. I said, okay. I said, we can go out to dinner or watch a movie or whatever. I got to talk to Tanya. But Tanya and I are more like Saturday, Sunday people, or through the week. We don't usually do stuff on Fridays. Fridays, I feel like, are her, like, date night with her husband a lot. I cannot believe it is 70 degrees outside, you guys. It is absolutely beautiful. I'm loving every minute of it. Isn't that a song reference? I want to find a readathon to do this month. If you guys are on BookTube, or if you just want to find out about readathons, Katrina, the Little Book Owl, and if you Google Little Book Owl, you can pull up her blog. She has a list of every readathon. And in fact, I've Googled it before. I'm looking for deer right now, if you can't tell. If you Google Little Book Owl readathon list or something, readathons, it'll pull it up. And she has like every readathon listed that exists throughout the year, which is awesome that she does that. And she's a huge booktuber. She's got like 100,000 subscribers or something like that. And do you hear that? Listen to that. Can you hear it? That's the woods right there that backs up to Tanya's kennel. The woods are coming alive with the spring. But anyway, I feel like doing a readathon. I haven't done a readathon in, gosh. I attempted to do like emoji-a-thon twice, where you like pick a book for every emoji, and I just didn't follow through with it. One of my favorite things in the vlog is when I sneeze and then I stop and I go, thank you. And then you guys always comment and you're like, oh my God, I said bless you to the to the TV, to the computer. I just looked over and it wasn't like filming anymore. I want to take my camera into Best Buy too and be like, can you explain to me what I'm doing wrong with this camera? It keeps on shutting off, although it like, see, it's not even really hot up here though tonight, but the light, I didn't see the light come on. I don't know why it shut off. Anyway, hi. Again. No, I don't know what I was rambling on about something. I was talking about, okay, let me backtrack. I was talking about how I've been really craving ice cream the last couple days. And then I was talking about, how did I get there? Summer food and slushies, and how Tanya and I used to get slushies. And then before that, I was talking about like brain freezes, like when you eat ice cream and stuff really fast and that makes you sneeze sometimes. Oh, that's what I said. I said that I love when I look at the screen and it makes you, like, if I sneeze on video and then I go, thank you, and you guys are like, oh, because you said bless you on the computer or the TV or whatever. And then I was talking about like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I was talking about slushies and how slushies make me sneeze. And so I don't get them as much anymore, but I miss them. Like I so much miss slushies. Oh my God. Oh. They're so sugary though, aren't they? Tanya always mixes hers. I'm like, why are you mixing yours, Tanya? Okay, I have to get some money out of the ATM. So I'm gonna get off here and I will be right back. All right, that's all done. Now I have my cashola for the weekend. Oh my God, there's an escape room up there. I thought it was on the other side. I didn't realize on the top of that building. Tanya's done that. I've never done an escape room, you guys. I've always wanted to go. That would be a really fun vlog, wouldn't it? If I like went into it. I wonder if you could like film it. Do they let you film it in there, do you think? I have got to go get some of those Boca burgers or something everywhere I go. Wendy's, Steak and Shake, McDonald's, everywhere I'm driving by, I'm like so craving like a cheeseburger. It's probably a good thing that they're all closed, but dancing with myself. I'm trying to think of other foods that my family members made. Like when I was growing up, I think I've shared this on here before, but like my stepmom for like a really, really long period of, so like when I was growing up, like my parents never like fought. Like it's so interesting because I'm listening to this book right now called Behind Her Eyes, and the parents that are divorced are kind of like, can I have him for the week? No, you can't have him for the weekend. This isn't your weekend. Like my parents never fought about stuff like that, right? So like if my mom wanted to do things with friends and she called my dad would be like, yeah, sure, you know, like let him come stay here for the weekend. And it was never like, well, you had him 2 weekends and I mean, they were so cool about the whole thing, and I never felt any adverse effects as a result of it. And you know, they were so good, I think, about communicating about all of that. And my dad also was very good just to like give my mom a lot, like, you know, Mother's Day, Easter, Christmases, Thanksgiving, like he never fought my mom like on any of that. And like there were sometimes like for Thanksgiving for a long time I went with him to visit his fraternity brother and their family in Sarasota. We did that like for 4 or 5 years. And there were like a couple Easters we did it too. But I think that like my mom went out of town during that time too. Like, I can't remember, but anyway. But like Christmas, like my dad would just be like, you should be with your mom. She cares more about the fact that you're there with her than, you know, don't worry about me. And, so I just did. I always just spent all the holidays with like my mom mostly, you know, and then I would see my dad like the 23rd or like the 26th. And, but like I would stay at my dad's house for like extended periods of time. Like when I was in high school, like I would maybe be at my dad's house for like, well, I think actually in high school I went back and forth. Like I was a week at my dad's house because by that point I was kind of done with that whole Wednesday and weekends deal. So I think I did like a week at my mom's, a week at my dad's. I went back and forth. And I remember like my freshman year, maybe that didn't start until I was a sophomore when I was driving, I don't know. But sometime around then, my stepmom used to make these chicken tacos, and I became addicted to these chicken tacos like nobody's business. I was obsessed with these chicken tacos. I could not get enough of them. And so literally every time that we were gonna have like a family dinner, which was like 4 nights out of the week, because of my dad's work schedule, like the other nights, both of my parents, my mom and my dad and my stepmom, like both sets of parents, were really big on family dinners. And they just thought it was really important for all of us to sit down as a family and have conversations. You know, in the summer and spring, my dad's house, we always sat outside. In my mom's, you know, house, we just always sat at the kitchen table in the kitchen because we had like this wood block kitchen table and talked, you know, and like, now she and I would like talk for like, I can't remember what the rule was, but like, and then we would watch Little House on the Prairie at 7 o'clock. I think it was when it came on Channel 4. And, but then on the nights that my dad wasn't there, like I would either get like fast food, or my stepmom and I would get a pizza, or like they always had like a lot of like lunch meat, like turkey and like, you know, good, like, but like good meat, like that boar's head, and then like cheese, and like I used to love this mustard. If you guys know what this is, you'll die. It's called Durkee's mustard, D-U-R-K-E-E-S. I loved it. I love this mustard. I would put it on all of my turkey sandwiches. And so I would make like a turkey sandwich and have potato chips and like potato salad, or they always had potato salad, potato dressing, everything like that. And that's what we would do. And I remember my stepmom and I would like watch a movie and like wait for my dad to come home and stuff like that. I was really, until like the end of 10th grade, going into 11th grade, I was really a homebody. Like, I was always at home with my parents. And not isolated in my room until they would go to bed. Like, when both my parents went to bed, I would kind of be isolated in my room. But, like, before that, I was always, like, hanging out with my parents, you know? Like, watching a movie or TV shows or sitting outside or swimming or being on the boat or something like that. I talk, you know, a lot about growing up in an alcoholic home with my mom, but... And I'm not pulling that back because there was a lot of shit that went along with... Who is that? Alex's cousin just texted me. Because there was a lot of shit that went along with that, you know? There was a lot of fear, mostly, I think. As I got older, I would say it was more just resentment. But my mom was... this is me, the part where I'm not pulling it back. She wasn't a horrible mom. I mean, she was a great mom, you know? It's like... And I'm not excusing this, but, like, she wasn't drunk at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, you know? Her drinking didn't really start until, like, after dinner time or whatever down the road. And so, or if I was at my dad's house, which is where the fear crept in, because, like, or if I was by myself, and, like, there was, like, I think two incidents where I couldn't get into the house after having been at, like, a friend's house late at night because she had passed out and locked the doors. But I had a pretty charmed childhood. I really did, you know, like, I had great parents that really loved me and cared about me and were affectionate, you know, and, you know, my stepmom, same way. She's awesome, you know, and I just feel very charmed. I feel very blessed. And, there was a lot of shit that went along with, you know, I think it was hard, you know, like, I think parents do the best they can do, and this is why I'm not real big on coming down on, you know, like, I try to work, you know, like, with friends of mine that are sober, that have kids, like, you know, work with them, like, and giving suggestions, but, like, not come down judgmentally hard on them, but be direct, because it's like, you know, here's my mom, and she had all these issues going on, and my dad was fully aware of all the issues, and he knew all of what was going on, right? But yet, he didn't want to tarnish, and think about this, as an ex-husband, there's a lot of men that would have taken advantage of this, or a lot of women that would have taken advantage of this, you know? He didn't want to tarnish my perception of my mom at his expense. So, like, he never talked bad about my mom. Like, if I said anything about, oh, she's fucking drunk or whatever, he'd go, you watch your mouth. You don't talk about your mother that way. You know? You don't know what is going on with your mother that day. But then, there was a lot of excusing for it, too, right? A lot of enabling on my dad's side towards my mom. Because he was so protective of that reputation that he didn't want ruined, because he did feel so firmly that as, you know, her child and as her son, especially as her son, you know, my dad has always been that, you know, you never hit a woman, you never talk down to a woman, you always say thank you and please. You know, you thank a woman for every meal she makes. If she's the one that cooks, you're gracious in her home first over the male counterpart, if they're, you know, if it's male, female. My dad has always just, he's been very, very respectful, you know, of, at least in teaching me lessons on how to be. I don't know what he's like when I'm not with him, but he has a pretty good reputation, you know. He's always been like that with women. I mean, the few times, I can't think of one time that I've ever talked to my stepmother. I honest to God, cannot think of one time that I've ever spoken to her inappropriately. But the few times in my life that I talked to my mom inappropriately, he was not having it. Not at all. He was like, oh, absolutely not. And, I mean, really just nipped it in the butt immediately, you know? And, my grandma lived to be 93 years old. He never had a crossword with her, ever. And I know because my grandma didn't know a stranger and she talked to everybody, and I know she embarrassed him a lot. I know she did. And he never said anything to her like, shut up, Mom, or, you know, can you hold it down, or stop talking so much. He never, ever said anything like that. And one of the things that I so respect about, like, Alex and his brothers, and they are so respectful of their mother. Like, so respectful of their mother, you know? And, like, Tanya caught on to it real quick. Like, that was one of the things that she loved. She was like, we went to, I can't remember what it was. We, like, did something, all of us. And, I think maybe it was our bachelor party. And, Tanya was like, oh my God, like, everybody is so respectful of her, you know? And so, yeah. My eyes are dry. I've had my contacts in too long today. Need to take them out. So I'm gonna listen to a little bit of my audiobook, and I'm gonna get off here, and then I'm gonna try to vlog throughout the day tomorrow more. I know I said that, and then I didn't do it so much today, but I'm gonna try to do it more tomorrow, kind of show my day, and I hope it's like in the 70s again. There is something about the weather. I don't know that if I have, you know, seasonal depression or whatever. I don't feel depressed, I wouldn't say that, but like seasonal affect, whatever it's called. But like when it is beautiful outside and warm, I do, like, I am like 100%, you know, better than I, you know, have been before, if that makes sense. So anyway, I just love this is one of the reasons why I'm excited about, you know, moving to or having a place in Florida, because when we eventually do that, God, I can't imagine going down there in the dead of February and being like, oh, sun, beach every day. It'll be fantastic, right? All right, you guys, I'm gonna get off here. I love you, and I will see you tomorrow. I hope you're having a wonderful beginning to your weekend. Thank God it's Friday. Bye.